And national security leaders on the status of the drawdown of U.S. forces and allied forces in Afghanistan. When I announced our drawdown in April, I said we would be out by September, and we're on track to meet that target. Excuse me. Our military mission in Afghanistan will conclude on August 31st. The drawdown is proceeding in a secure and orderly way, prioritizing the safety of our troops as they depart. Our military commanders advised me that once I made the decision to end the war, we needed to move swiftly to conduct the main elements of the drawdown. And in this context, speed is safety. And thanks to the way in which we have managed our withdrawal, no one U.S. forces or any forces have been lost. Conducting our drawdown differently would have certainly come with increased risk of safety to our personnel. To me, those risks were unacceptable. And there was never any doubt that our military performed this task efficiently and with the highest level of professionalism.
So, that's just a snippet of what President Biden was talking about yesterday at his conference. Granted, I agree with bringing the troops home. It's been a while. It's been a long while since we've had anybody come home. And it helps that we do have a president that's willing to bring them home and not just give us lip service. Because think about it, we've been there since 2001. I don't know about you, but in my book, that's 20 years. So I don't have a problem with him bringing anybody home. Like you said, the objective was met. But and that the objective being that we wanted to make sure that the terrorists didn't have a home base of operation in the country they could go into and be safe and say, hey, we can go ahead and do all these other things to the other country other than the U.S. and create havoc. We killed Osama bin Laden. We went in and did our best to exfoliate any little terrorist cells that may be lurking of followers of Osama bin Laden. What more can you do? But if you want to listen to the whole speech, it's on YouTube. You can listen to it all. But he gets onto some topics, and he tells about the objective being complete and everything else. But what gets me is that he talks about how people are saying that, hey, why don't we stay one more year? Why don't we stay one more year? And he goes on to say that, I'm paraphrasing now, but he goes on to say that they've been saying one more year since 2014. Why in the world are we going to still be doing this in from 2014 to 2021? One more year. Really? I have sons, I have a daughter, I have nieces, I have nephews that are of the age that they can serve. Many of the people that I know have sons and daughters the same age and they can serve. So, granted, I'm a son of a Vietnam vet, and if the Vietnam War went on until I was of age to serve, you think I wouldn't have a little angst about that? Some anxieties about sending my child into a war that I know that I fought? Yes, people can say that it's all changed and everything else, but still, who wants to send their child off to war with with the likelihood or maybe the outcome or even the chance of them coming back in a coffin. And who are these people that's saying one more year? Really? Who would say who wants to be at war for one more year? I don't. I think we've been there long enough. But he goes. But as I want to get off of that boat and go into this one, where he talks about the Afghan. Later on in the speech, he talks about the Afghan government and tells them that basically we need to pull back and let the Afghan government manage its own country, rebuild it. And if they need to have those tough talks with the Taliban, because the Taliban this is their country. The Taliban is part of their country. So they need to come in and have those talks, not the U.S. We our objective was to deter terrorism. We've done that. Right now he's moving. Right now we're trying to figure out how we can exit this cleanly and let them take over. Yes, there's going after. It's like anything else. When we pull out of a country, there's going to be a civil war, but it's going to be a civil war that does not involve U.S. armed forces or any other nation's armed forces other than the Afghans and the Taliban fighting each other. Yes, we poured trillions of dollars into this war. We've done a lot of training. Shoot, in Afghanistan, I watched some of the training that they were doing. It is pretty intense. These guys are ready to take over. It's just that we can't always be there to hold their hand. You got to let them go. You got to let them do it all. This is their country. Let them take over and do all the things. And he mills around for a little bit more, and he talks in his speech. The speech is 28 minutes long. Well, the speech is not 28 minutes long, but the whole thing is 28 minutes long. But his whole objective is to get it out that, we're going to bring the troops back. We're going to let the Afghan government handle their business to rebuild their country. We're going to take those translators and their families and move them to safer countries so that they're not in danger, or from the Taliban for taking revenge. Or you helped us, you helped the U.S. and other countries, so we're gonna kill you. So they're moving those translators out to other countries so that they can, and their families, so that they can be safe. And some may come to the United States, and some may not come to the United States. It's all their choice. But we're helping move those translators that helped us. That told us that some of them lost family members because they were helping us. So I don't want to hear this. Oh, they're just as bad as everybody else. They're not. Some are. You get your bad batch, but the ones that are actually there did the job day in and day out. They're the ones that you need to protect. So we're just gonna not leave them high and dry. But man, when I tell you, it goes off the rails when he lets the press corps get in. But what I don't get is this: to be be part of the White House press staff, the press corps, the ones that asking these questions at the end of these speeches. I know you got to have a little bit more common sense than some of the questions they were asking. In his speech, President Biden told them he detailed every detail of how he's going to pull out. Yes, I said pull out. How he's going to pull troops out. What the steps are he's taking to do this. Why he's doing this. And giving them, telling them all the things that we have, all the milestones we reached, and the work that we put in, and that we're still going to support the work, like the girls' schools. Well, that's what one of the reporters asked. Are you just going to abandon the girls and they're going to go fall back under Taliban rule? Because females could not go to school. So girls were not allowed to go to school. Boys were. The girls weren't. And that's unfair. Are we gonna let them? One guy said, "Oh, we're not gonna join in. And why are we abandoning Afghanistan?" No, we're not abandoning Afghanistan. We're leaving the country because our mission objective is over. It was over in 2014. I'm looking at some of these jokers. Have y'all ever been over there? You know, have you? I was like, if you haven't been over there, stayed over there, spent 6 months to a year to 18 months in a combat zone to report, you really shouldn't be asking dumb questions. There's some more dumb questions in there. This reporter asked compared this war to Vietnam, and he gave a pointed answer to it and said, there's not 6 battalions of people freaking banging on the U.S. embassy trying to break in to kill the embassy personnel. This is not that. This is not like that. He's going for the peaceful resolve to remove as many U.S. troops as possible, and the embassy will stay, and they will have protection. So, what's the problem with these people? What is this reporter's main goal? What is it? To get the president to mess up? I'm sorry. You must think if you anger him, anger him. He's just gonna look at you like your old grandfather and go, really? You could see in the video sometimes in there that he's got that. Come on, man, really? You gonna ask me that question? He wants to get back on there and go, come on. I just told you all this. Why are you asking me this again? What is the main objective? Really, what is the goal here? But it gets all. He maintains himself. And one lady asked a question at the end again about abandoning the schools for the females, and he sat there and he leaned on the podium. He got that Grandpa Joe look, and he told him. And then he got up and he's like, "I'm out." He chucked the deuces and walked off. They were asking questions. He was like trying to sit there and it's like he was trying to keep unruly kids in line. He was like a school teacher trying to get this stuff done. But these people were just going off because they wanted to hear the sound of their own voice. And I was like, y'all gonna make this man cuss. You gonna make him cuss. So what you gonna do then? Now I see why President Trump always got a little anxious and got a little pissed off. These reporters are stupid. Asking the stupid questions, asking dumb questions just to fluster. So, there you have it. That's my take on it. We're pulling out of Afghanistan, which is a good thing. He's bringing the troops home, which is a good thing. I suggest you listen to the whole speech because it does go into a good detail, and he does do a lot of good things. He does say a lot of good things, and he does do us justice with trust, trying to justify his point. He talked to his advisors. That's what they said. He's going with their advice. He's taking their advice to how to pull out of this safely and not cause less harm and still keep a good dialogue between the nations. But he's like saying what we all know is bound to happen. The Afghan government needs to talk to the Taliban. They need to broker a truce between them. Not us. They do. But y'all, I want to let y'all listen. You go find it on YouTube. Listen to it. Wait till he gets done with this. Listen to his whole speech. Listen to the reporters, and ask. I want to ask yourself, how would you answer that question? That's my take on it. Hopefully you like it.